guys, it's Carly here for Honeybee, and today I wanted to share some cards that have some of my favorite things. So that would be ink blending, rainbows, puppies, and big words, because you know I love a big word on a card. Okay, so I'm starting by creating my rainbows. I'm doing it with a little bit of ink blending with my favorite Rainbow of Distress inks, and I'm using smooth Bristol cardstock, which is just my favorite cardstock for ink blending. I think it's easier than some of the other cardstocks. However, I'm not being super picky about the ink blending because I'm actually going to die cut these panels later, so I don't think it has to be perfect. And I'm using blending brushes to do this, and full disclosure, I'm using 3 blending brushes because I was just too lazy to get up and get the other ones out of the closet. So no good reason, guys, just absolute laziness. I'm using one for purple because it's such a strong color, and then one for the rest of my warm colors and one for the rest of my cool colors, wiping them off on a paper towel in between. So there's my panel all done. There I've cut it in half, so I have 2 kind of matching ones, which I'm going to need. Next, I'm going to cut that word from a card panel. I'm going to use positive and negative cuts. So I'm just using these to plan out my spacing, but then I'm only going to tack down every other letter, and that's what I'm going to die cut from this panel. Those are going to be the negative letters. So you can see I'm just using some purple tape, and I'm making them crooked on purpose because it's really hard to line them up. So sometimes just go crooked and have fun with it. So I've run it through my die cut machine, and now I'm taking them off. I don't need the letters, but I need the little inside, so I'm saving the inside of the P and the inside of the O. And then I should have been much more careful when I took the E off of here, because you can see I almost ripped it, but I saved it just in time, and I'll be able to kind of fix it when I adhere it later. So, whoops. So there you can see what it looks like with the rainbow underneath, and then I'm going to take the second piece of rainbow, and I'm going to use the top as a guide so I can see where to put the other letters, because I want them to have the right mix of colors. So to kind of like stagger in between those rainbow spots. I'm going to tack those letters down, run through my die cut machine, and those are going to be the positive letters that I'm using. So you can see it looks perfect and rainbow. Well, not perfect, but it makes me happy. It's good enough. So now those positive letters that I'm using, I want them to have a little more weight. So I've cut them again from just white cardstock 2 times each. So I have 3 of each letter, and I'm just using a glue pen to adhere them together so they're kind of stacked and have a little bit of dimension. Super fun and easy, something I do all the time. If you've seen any of my videos, you've probably already seen that happen. So now I've got it all spaced out, but I want to finish my sentiment, and so I'm using this stamp set, but I only want part of the stamp because see, I've already die cut the one word. So what I'm going to do is place it on there, and then I'm going to do some lazy girl masking, I call it, where I'm going to tape off the part of the sentiment I don't want. But I want to make sure my spacing is perfect. So first I'm going to put a piece of acetate over my card front and stamp onto that to make sure I like how the spacing looks and that it's not crooked and all of those kinds of good things. I've ruined so many card fronts that now I almost always practice stamp on the acetate first. Then I just clean the acetate off and then stamp again on my actual card front once I'm happy. So you can see I actually had to move it a little bit. So now I'm adding a little bit of foam tape on the back. I want my white panel to be popped up a little bit from that bottom rainbow. And then I'm just putting it on there. I'm going to trim off the excess on each edge so it's nice to have it and make sure I've got it all good. And then I'm just using a little bit of glue pen to stick down those insides of the W. I didn't really think about that ahead of time. But then I add my other letters on, and ta-da, they've got it. I just need a puppy, and I've got my rainbow word puppy card. So happy. It makes me so happy. So you can see more about these cards on the Honeybee blog. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.